Side Scrollers is brought to you by you. If you'd like to support the show, head over to patreon.com/sidescrollers. It's time for Side Scrollers on youtube.com. With me, Stuttering Craig. You got a goal? Go get it. Adam Krigler.
Hey, buddy.
Labs.
I want sunshine, I want flowers, and I need it now.
And producer extraordinaire, Travis Key.
Hi, guys.
And brought to you by you, the G2 community, at patreon.com/sidescrollers. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome on out to Side Scrollers on youtube.com. What's going on, everybody? Hey, I'm Stuttering Craig. Welcome to the #1 video game and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. Side Scrollers. Big day today, man. What a great way to start your week. I am in my week and your week and everybody else's week. We have a phenomenal guest today joining us, as we always seem to do. Wonderful slate of friends joining us. But first and foremost, I'd like to introduce Travis Keys. Hello, Travis. How are you, buddy?
Doing all right. I'm excited. We keep having great guests on, so that's awesome.
My God. we are blessed indeed. Blessed indeed by a wonderful group of friends for sure. And haven't had Tyler on before, so looking forward to seeing what and talking to Tyler. It's going to be great. Also joining us, straight from the Guamanian Amazon, it's Blabs.
The Guamanian Amazon now. Oh.
Yeah.
So, am I friends with like Wonder Woman and all those really cool chicks? Yeah.
Listen, you called them chicks, not me. You can't say chicks anymore.
What?
You can't say chicks anymore, Blabs.
Why not?
I don't know. I'm just kidding. Of course you can say chicks. You say
shit,
whatever the hell you want.
It's another word I can't say. I gotta add it to the list.
You can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. Hey, speaking of people who will say whatever they want, the greatest gamer in the room, it's Adam Krigler.
I'm actually hearing reports that Guamanese is considered racist now. So I can't say it.
What? Somebody please clip that. Please clip Blabs.
Blabs, being Guamanese isn't racist.
Oh.
Saying it. But I'm glad we've established this. That you are indeed racist.
People on Twitter call me racist like every other day. So I mean, Twitter is real, so it has to be true.
Good Lord. All right. And not knowing what he's gotten into, but he's here looking like a mugshot straight out of it's Tyler from My Retro Life. Wait, did he leave?
No, I'm
here. Did he go?
Wait,
hold on. Where did he go?
I'm here. Can you see me?
Hi, Craig.
I see you. I think
we lost Craig.
I think we lost this guy. Someone clip that. He's the freeze. He's the one who froze now.
I'm on it, Mr.
Clipping
Freeze.
It's not a very unflattering freeze. I kind of wish
it was
worth.
Hang on, I got this.
Well, Tyler, it's really nice to have you. I'm really excited to
it.
hear about your collections, and I didn't know much about your channel before Craig said that you were going to be on. So, but I grew up in retro gaming life. My first game thing that I got was a Game Boy, and that was kind of like I still have all my Game Boy games. Actually, I keep them in a box right here.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
we might actually. I got some of my Game Boy games. I have my original Game Boy, but it's actually. I have one suitcase full of things at my mom's house, and I know it's like sitting in there, like in the middle, with a pillow around it.
That's so cool. That's the kind of stuff you got to document and be like, I don't know, film it and put out a video where you are traveling back to your mom's house, your place where you grew up, and you're like, this is my old collection. I'm rediscovering it, and here's this game, and here's that game, and I mean that stuff's awesome.
It still works too.
Really,
it's got a line through the middle. You know how those old screens kind of go sometimes.
Yeah.
It still works though. Still works.
That's cool. That still works. Yeah, a lot of that stuff's breaking down. So there, he's back.
I don't know what the hell happened. Sorry, you guys probably had
a boomer moment.
No. The internet just broke. Every single thing broke on my computer. Like chat stopped working.
The internet. It's a boomer thing to do.
you know.
Don't worry, Craig. I got a nice screen grab already for you.
Oh, good.
Did you kick the outlet like I did the other day?
I'll tell you, it was I don't know. I legit don't know what happened. I was just going. I was talking. I was introducing Tyler over here, and then all of a sudden, everything just stopped, and here we are. But alas,
I'm sorry, I broke it.
Tyler broke the internet. It's fine.
Well, hey, I'm glad you're here, buddy. Glad you're here, and I don't know what you guys said, but I'm sure it was wonderful.
We were only talking good things about you. Just quality.
Quality
Craig is the
boomerisms.
best.
And it's great to be here. Thank you for having me, Craig.
You know, I will say, yeah, you're welcome, buddy. Nodding says Craig getting hacked. There was a brief second in my mind. I was like, is somebody hacking my internet right now?
No.
Oh no,
With me,
it's
I
a
did it.
DDoS attack at the perfect time. Oh,
Receipts.
Oh man. Hey, Extra Zero came in with the $9.99 super chat. Says, man, what an awesome guest today. Tyler, thank you for your content. Your dad reminds me so much of my grandfather. Your videos take me back and are the best time capsule of the 90s and the early 2000s. Yes,
Wow,
indeed.
thanks, man. Appreciate you saying that. And it's great. Like I said, great to be here.
We gotta tell people about your channel. Like, did you guys already talk about that?
No.
I started bringing it up. It was a great segue for you to come back and
Well, tell us about it.
drop it like it's hot.
Well, I mean, so my stuff is basically I take the old home movie footage that my dad recorded over my childhood from the 80s throughout the 90s. He always had a camera in his hand. And so he was documenting all of our home videos, whether it be going to the mall, going to SeaWorld in San Antonio, you name it, he had it. And a lot of that home video footage was home video game playing at home, collecting the games. He was a gamer himself. So we have just hours upon hours of footage of me and my cousins playing Nintendo and Sega Genesis and every major console release when it would come out. My dad was, I like to call him the not the proto, but the original gamer. He was a 20-something when Atari came out. He loved it. He had a background in independent filmmaking. And so that combined with his love for video games meant a lot of our home videos just had all this video game stuff. I mean, major console releases, Nintendo 64, Sega Dreamcast, when it came out, he was documenting everything that came into our house. And so what I've done is I've basically taken those old clips and he basically gave me this channel. He gave me the ability to create an entire show around my family and my childhood with these games and all the old home movie footage. It's a cross between the Wonder Years meets the Goldbergs. I narrate over the clips and I tell these stories. It's just been awesome, really. And he passed away years ago, so the whole thing is actually in tribute to him.
It's amazing stuff, man.
I was gonna say your dad was very forward thinking too. Doing that.
He was. My aunt actually told me this once. I was talking about him, and she said, "Mark liked to film things for posterity. There was something about that was like innate in him that he just liked to capture things for the posterity of it. Like he understood, like this is a time and a place." And it's not going to come again. And so let me film it. Let me photograph it. So that was definitely in his wiring.
Well, it's legitimately one of my favorite channels on
Thank
YouTube.
you.
And I love it. And everybody, please go subscribe to it. If you haven't seen Tyler's stuff, it's phenomenal. And there's kind of it's interesting because you said you recently you're almost done with all the tapes. Is that right?
Yeah. So I was kind of like getting to a point where I felt like I had basically told all the stories. And then I started opening up. I started letting myself become a little bit more vulnerable with the footage and what the stories could be. When I first started the series, I kind of wanted it to be all just all the good times. It's just reflect on all the really good times in my life through games and family. But then I started realizing, what, if I want to tell my full story, who I am, and really just be real with people, I got to start getting into some of the grimy things, some of the stuff that I really don't like diving into, but it's part of my history. It's part of me. And so I started opening up about my parents' divorce. I started opening up about my dad getting remarried, various things, and how video games played a role in just all those major life events, even the hard ones, even the difficult ones. And honestly, guys, I mean, I found that in being more vulnerable about those things, it's actually really helped grow the channel. I think some of those videos have been some of the most well received and viewed. And like I've got an entire video where I tell the story of how I got the Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, and how that particular game kind of helped me get through my parents' divorce. It was kind of a turning of a leaf. And how even to this day I get super emotional just like listening to the intro screen on that game.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
awesome.
yeah, so stuff like that, just getting really vulnerable. And so yeah, I've found more footage too. I definitely really combed through the archives because there's just so many tapes and stuff that Dad recorded, and I found more things, more stories to tell. So we've probably got about 12 like full-fledged, I call them main series episodes, where I'll dive into these really long kind of stories using nothing but footage. I'll just narrate over it. And then I've got stories and stories to tell for years, though, of stuff that isn't caught on tape. And so, yeah, it's been great. It's just been a really, really special thing.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, everyone head over and make sure you subscribe to Tyler's channel, My Retro Life. It's phenomenal. I can't speak highly enough. And people ask me all the time, I say, well, I really want to be a YouTuber. And my response is just be yourself and be vulnerable and put yourself out there. And, you're seeing that. I love the idea that, you're like, well, look, I'm going to put it all out there. If I'm going to put some of it out there, I'm going to put it all out there. And people are drawn to that. People are drawn to your vulnerabilities, and people, it makes you human and not just some person on the internet, and I think people really I genuinely appreciate that for sure. So
I actually really relate to that as well, because how many kids' parents got divorced, but growing up in the 90s, 56%, if I remember the stat. So, people probably relate to that stuff.
Right? Yeah. And that's definitely what I'm discovering. And I love that I can be that, as far as if you look at the retro community or just the gaming community in general. I think a lot of comments, people, they say to me thank you so much. This triggered memories of my own. It's like, it's not my own family. It's not my own memories, but you showing the footage, you talking about these things, it's making me remember things that I'd forgotten. So thank you. So people, it's great. I love that. That's what the channel can be for people, that it can be this kind of like, hey, let's hang out together. Let's reflect on these old times. And hey, I'm not that different than you. We're all the same. We've all been through this stuff. And this is how gaming related to everything, So yeah.
It's phenomenal stuff, man. It's great.
Thank you.
Scotty C came in and says, I hope everyone's Easter went well, and Mario movie was awesome. Hope you're feeling better too, Craig. And for that matter, your internet. Hey, thanks, Scotty. Appreciate that. Yeah, the internet is clogging about as good as my chest right now. It's pretty rough. I do want to remind everybody. Oh man, you hear that?
Santa!
I do. What's that?
Santa. Sorry, you sound like Santa.
I do want to remind, for the first time ever today, we are live actually over on Rumble. So you guys can go watch us over on Rumble right now. Looks like Paul Hadouken is the first chatter ever. Paul, put that on your tombstone. The first chatter ever over on Rumble.
Positive, Jesus.
Hey,
yeah,
that
was a weird way to go with that.
Well, okay. Put it on your resume.
Stop. Double down. He's doubling down.
Put it on. Listen, put it on your death certificate. Let everybody know. And we're going to go into insane time warp here in a second.
Gosh.
And while we're also talking about it,
Rumbleception.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whoa.
Also, in addition to that, want to let everybody know.
You're not alone anymore. You're not alone anymore in chat.
Oh, good. You guys can head over there and watch it. We also have a brand new shirt this week only. The Craig and Adam and Blabs and Trav's Crew t-shirt available this week only. You can pick it up in whatever color you like. There's 4 different color selections, so you can pick it up. It is available this week only over on the store. So make sure you guys go and pick it up and feel good about yourself. That's amazing. So also this week on Wednesday, this is actually kind of a big announcement. We have partnered with Geeks and Gamers, and this Wednesday, Side Scrollers will be on Geeks and Gamers, the Geeks and Gamers channel, in addition to here and Twitch and Rumble. We are casting the net. Like I said, we're going to cast the net as wide as we possibly can and spread the message as loud and as far as we possibly can. So the Geeks and Gamers will be hosting us on Wednesday. We will have Jeremy and Dan Vask on the show joining us as well. So it's going to be a great panel of folks. And with us on Geeks and Gamers, which will be great after their morning show, which will be very cool.
We got to set up some sort of digital boxing match between the two of them, because it is It is seeing them two together. Oh man, it is.
I need
It's
to
basically
pull
like
up the
two
whale
cats
bone video.
fighting.
Listen, I have some really funny ideas.
Okay.
Really funny ideas for stuff. I'll tell you guys after the stream.
Okay.
I'm still kind of thinking through them. So
Close to the chest. Close to the chest.
close to the chest, the congested chest.
Right.
And let's see. And we're on Rumble, we're on Spotify and iHeartRadio. We're everywhere. And of course, you can support us over at patreon.com/sidestrollers for our post show today. Boss Hog became a brand new tier 1 sub over on Twitch. Thank you so much, Boss Hog. And not to be outdone, I can't believe I'm about to say this.
For the record, I can believe it.
Shamsa just came in and directly donated $1,000.
Holy shit.
Whoa. Wow.
Shamsa, hold on.
Jesus Christ. Shout out Shamsa.
And Shamsa right now is like, oh man, I missed a zero. Wait, hold on.
Shamsa.
Oh, it's supposed to be $10,000.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Wow.
My
Shamsa
God.
got me my Neville Longbottom statue.
Which you still haven't put up.
Whoa.
Ah! Who is it? Put the phone down, Tyler.
Ah. Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Did it hurt your ears? I was
Yes.
retweeting your tweet.
Okay, thanks.
Wow. Now I appreciate it. I appreciate that. But your mic picks that phone up.
Yeah.
Future reference.
Didn't know that.
No, now we know.
It was
now
all
we
an
know.
effort to promote the stream.
No, greatly
It's hard to complain, right? I know it's like, I'm not mad. My ears are singed. What happened?
Well, I don't have Rumble set up on Patreon on Streamlabs yet, but check this out. Tommy Trees with a $2 Rumble rant.
Hey, what's up, Meta?
Let's go, Tommy Trees, and is the first ever monthly supporter over there as well. That's like a membership over there. Well, thank you so much, Tommy Trees. Let's go. Love that. Wow. What a phenomenal start to the show. This is insane. Tyler, you're on tomorrow as well, and the next day after that, and every day after that.
Hey, man, if I could, you know what?
Okay. And Boss Hog also gifted a sub to Blabbering Collector over on Twitch. Man, cast the
Boss
net.
Hog is the MVP.
That's amazing. All right, let's get into it. It's time to get into some serious hardcore video game news right now. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for
Hard News.
Nailed it. Let's go.
Here we
I
go.
was going for like short and sweet, but still powerful,
You're extremely diverse in your
Tyler,
delivery.
what do you think of that? What would you say?
I think
Out
it
of
was-
10?
I think it was very good. I think that was powerful. I'd give it a 9.
Damn.
Yeah, that was great.
Okay.
Nah, you're too nice.
Shut up, Labs.
A little
It's
bit critical.
best.
That was
It's
super
the
memorable.
best. See, memorable.
Wow.
Thank you.
Memorable. That's good. All right. So, big news this weekend. Obviously, we've been talking about it for days, talking about it for months. Well, since the show started, was the Mario movie was released this past week, and it was like, what's going to happen with the Mario movie? Well, guess what? It's gone insane because the Mario movie earned $377 million over its 5-day opening.
That's amazing.
It's huge.
Nintendo, it's ridiculous. So it is shattered the all-time top grossing animated movie over a weekend. Obviously, having a 5-day opening really helps that.
Who had it before? Toy Story?
Well, there have been many, and of course they're really smart because they opened over the over Easter weekend as well. So that was a big movie going weekend. So in comparison, they've talked about the article talks about everything, all that it beat. But I figured I would just pull up this right here and show you the list of the highest grossing openings for animated films. It obviously beat out Frozen 2, but
I didn't even like Frozen 2.
Well,
I can't believe Frozen 2 did better in Toy Story and the Lion
Yeah, like it was so overhyped. Frozen 2. It's crazy.
it was okay. Tyler, I'm sure you saw Frozen 2.
Yeah, I saw Frozen 2. I took my daughter to see that, and my wife and I. We really liked it when it came out. I remember thinking, man, this is incredible, like the debut that it had. But I'm just so glad that Super Mario smashed that record. because I think they deserve it. I think, video games deserve that. This community, we need more movies like this that are great films, family films, especially like, if they continue down this route, Illumination and Nintendo's partnership. I want to see more like this. I went and took my family to see it, and we loved it. It was great.
I haven't had a chance to see this just yet. I have not had a chance, and it was on my list of things to do this weekend. Then I felt like crap yesterday, so I slept most of the day. But I will definitely see it here in the next few days for sure. Very much.
Is anybody else freaked out by this list?
Freaked out by this list?
Yeah.
You mean Disney? Well, let's see. Ice Age is not Disney.
Well, I can just think of many animated films that are way better and all.
Didn't Blue Sky get sold out or something like that?
I don't know, but as far as better animated films, once again, it's not a matter of how good a movie is. It's a matter of how well it's marketed.
Office. Yeah, Aladdin's not even on here.
Well, you got also the timeline. Like, the dollar now is worth double what it was in the 90s. You see all these movies right here. These are all in the last 5 years, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. The top 5 are.
So would this list look different if we adjusted accordingly for inflation?
It's a great question, Trev. See if you can find that. See if you can find that list. But you notice that the Illumination movie the top one is obviously Mario. Then after that, just how it actually pushed Despicable Me 2 out of the top 10. But look at the disparity between number 1 and number 10. I don't even know what this movie is. Jane, what is this?
What is that?
I have no idea.
3D movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is crazy to think that a top 10 movie all time is
we've never
heard of. Yeah.
Wow. The list looks now. This doesn't have Mario because, of course, it's an older list, but the list looks quite different when adjusted for inflation. Number 1 is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Can you link that to me, please, in the private chat? Thank you. And while that's linked to, I want to let you know, Extra Zero picked up the Crew T-shirt. He says he wants to know when the Hey Yo shirt is coming soon. But we'll see. We'll see how it all kind of comes together. Also, Blake wants to know how that John Leguizamo's boycott is going.
Yeah, right. Crazy.
Was he boycotting this movie or something?
Yeah, because there wasn't enough Latino representation. Or did he say Latinx? I can't remember.
Aren't they Italian though?
Yes, they are.
I think he's just upset nobody asked him to be in it, like have a cameo.
Yeah,
I agree. I think there's definitely something to that. The idea that, he is Latin, and he portrayed an Italian in the original Mario Brothers, which was amazing. So. Who knows? Who the hell even knows? Here's the list that was sent over, the top 25 highest grossing. Obviously, Mario may or may not be on this. It actually would not. It would be number 17, actually. It would be between Shrek the Third and Beauty and the Beast. But this is adjusted for inflation, which, God, can you imagine in whenever Snow White was released, 35 or whatever it was, making $853 million. You wonder why Disney.
Doesn't it?
Oh my God! Yeah, that's
crazy.
This is the top 25 highest grossing animated films of all time. This does not include the full.
This is not opening box office weekend. This is everything it's made.
But
did Shrek 2 beat Shrek 1? Do I have my eyes deceive me?
Shrek 2? Shrek 1?
Shrek 2
Shrek
is superior Shrek.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know, man. This whole thing, it's crazy to see. How many of these are Disney? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're all Disney. That's pretty much it. They're all Disney.
Yes.
when you really break it down. But it's good to see kind of what's happening with.
Wait, did they make Up, or was that Pixar before Disney and Disney Pixar?
Well, they own it now.
That was Disney Pixar. I think.
Up was the combo. Okay.
Yeah, they own it now for sure.
That was right in that, I don't know, right before or after.
Yeah. Obviously, they were talking about the idea of this spawning a Nintendo universe. You guys have seen it. I have not, but I don't think it's a spoiler to say. I guess the end credits has a scene with Yoshi in it, and that was supposed to be like kind of the big thing. But Yoshi was in the trailers, so I'm not super like whoa from that. I don't know. Do you guys have any? Since you guys have seen it, do you guys have any idea as to what the next movie could potentially be?
Yeah, so Yoshi is not really seen a whole lot in the film, and so I think that's why that became a big teaser moment for them at the end. It's like, oh, guess what's coming? It's the real debut of Yoshi, because we haven't really seen that up until this point. And so they're trying to do basically what Sonic the Hedgehog film did with showing Tails at the end of Sonic the Hedgehog to tease the sequel. So it seems like it's going to really have a lot to do. The storyline will have a lot to do with Yoshi.
Go to Yoshi's Island, just like Super Mario World 2.
That would be really sick. Actually, that would be cool. And it's all cutesy and looks pastels, and it's got all these like the art direction on that game is very childish,
and it holds up. The thing is that it looks just as good today as it did back then. It's awesome.
It does. It's actually one of the most beautiful Super Nintendo games ever.
Yeah, it's outstanding. Platypunk came in and says this is all just paving the way for the upcoming colossal hit Crash Bandicoot the movie coming in 2026.
Oh yeah.
Who knows, man? I could see Crash. Crash was pretty popular. I mean, he still is. He had the remake here a few years ago, and it did really well. So
it was like the first game ever on PS1 for me, Crash Bandicoot.
Kyle comes in with the $9.99, says bit off topic, but apparently China is real serious about invading Taiwan real soon. So much that NBC said send soldiers because supply chain shortages will happen again. Better get a PS5 soon. I'll take note of that, Kyle. Thank you for sure.
Politics.
That's what he brought it back with the PlayStation 5 at the end.
Yeah, I saw what he did there.
Yeah.
That was a nice landing.
I got mine already. I'm good. I don't use it.
We'll take note. Evan with the $13.99 super chat. Thank you, guys. Your generosity is ridiculous. Thank you very much today. Greatly appreciate it. It says my only worry about the video game movies now is become the new trend, and like comic movies, studios cheapen them, oversaturate the market, and ruin something good. Well, Evan, my thought to that is just enjoy what you have right now and then complain about it later when they do that. You guys have any thoughts on that?
I'm with you.
Yeah. Enjoy the moment. Just like Tyler's dad. Enjoy the moment for posterity, Shane says, hey, you good-looking people. I've gone from watching you guys at 12 on the East Coast to watching you guys at 6 a.m. in Hawaii. I can't lie. I'm awake due to my kids, but hey, it's a pleasure to tune in. Hey, Shane.
Hi, from Hawaii.
Enjoy that. I'm assuming vacation. Shane, awesome. That is
Thanks
outstanding.
for the invite.
Yeah.
Let's all go to Hawaii.
Go to Hawaii.
Oh my God. And I'm looking over on Rumble right now, which is outstanding. Came in. Chaos Man says, just want to say I love the show. Found out about you guys from Remember the Game. Been hooked up ever since. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you so much, KS Man over on Rumble. And Diana also says, thank you for finally being over here on Rumble. It's amazing. And Side Scrollers is too. Been with Adam since day one of his show. And Diana also became a monthly subscriber. Guys, thank you very much for your support over on Rumble. That is awesome. Genuinely amazing. And Paul Hadouken also gifted a membership over here on YouTube to Blabbering Collector. Look at that.
Just getting spoiled.
I am getting spoiled today.
Straight up. All right. So the Mario movie obviously did great. But Nintendo, it hasn't always been roses and butterflies and kittens and kisses and all that stuff for Nintendo recently, because a follow-up from a previous story where if you recall, last week, Monster Energy. What was the company they went after?
It was a game company that made a game called. It was the name of their DLC. It was like game name Monsters and Goblins or some. I don't remember what it was, but it was just a DLC. That had monsters in it, and it's like nobody's confusing any of these things with the monster drink. Okay.
Yes.
No, nobody.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
My favorite.
I see monster. I don't think energy drink. I think like Frankenstein or Frankenstein's
somebody under
monster.
the bed,
Excuse me. Technically, that was the doctor's name. Shut up.
Yeah, I don't even think you could trademark a name like Monster. Like, isn't that like pretty general? Like a monster is a monster. I mean, in certain areas, maybe the world of energy drinks, but not not
For
like
everyday use, right?
yeah. Oh, we're gonna go after the Pokemon company because they call themselves pocket monsters. Like that's ridiculous.
Well, it's
Yeah.
funny. It is ridiculous. So much that
Funny you should mention-
it's real. That is real. That
Yeah.
Monster Energy went after Capcom
Wait a
and
second.
Pokemon over the word
The
monster.
artist, tough
Now, did you
to
know this?
swallow?
Did you know this, Tyler? Were you aware of this, or did you just happen to
Yeah,
just say
I'd
that?
heard
Okay.
rumblings about it over the last week, and I was like, I think somebody, a friend of mine, was like talking about it, and I couldn't believe it. What it reminded me of was the Fine Brothers. You remember their whole thing years
Right.
ago when they tried to copyright the word react,
Mhm.
and they basically tried to take everybody's reaction videos off of the internet. It's like read the room, guys. Like, you know what's going to happen, right? It's not going to work out for you in the end. It's just not. So I don't know what's up with Monster. I think it's ridiculous.
Well, there was a legal battle that ended quickly because they went after the Pokemon company and Capcom in Japan, and Japan was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And they rejected that shit to half court real quick.
Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous.
Considering that they existed before Monster Energy, you know.
Well, I don't know if Pokemon existed before Monster Energy.
Yes,
we
it
don't know that
did.
for sure. Did it? I don't know.
Yes,
Maybe.
I know that for sure.
What's the timeline on it? Let me know. Go.
I'll find out.
Now I want to know. But they filed over 100 complaints in Japan for all sorts of companies. Tyler, I got some advice. You should just you should file trademark for the words retro and life and see if it, you know, just kind of go for that.
So Monster
you never know.
was created in 2002. Pokemon's been around since 92 or some 96 or some shit.
Well, there you go. Man, Monster came out in 2002. It's been poisoning people for 21 years. All right. Man.
The legal drinking age.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the band Antebellum. You guys remember
Oh
this?
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They
Now
changed
they're
it to
Lady
Lady. So the story is they changed it to Lady A, but there was a woman who went by Lady A, and she's like a blues, I don't know, and they changed it because of racism. Antebellum. They're like, oh, we got to change it because of racism. And then they changed it to Lady A, who happened to be like a black blues singer. And then they were like, oh, we're going to trademark it now, and you can't use it anymore. So they actually like use the system that they were for against to stop racism, but then in turn like shut down like a black woman for using her name.
This
It's like,
was like right after the George
what
Floyd riot.
the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, it made no
Damn,
sense.
dude.
And
Just stay Antebellum.
everyone calls them Antebellum anyway, so
Yeah, and
there was no
Antebellum
point.
just means pre-Civil War. It's not like racist.
No,
It's
only
the
racist.
time.
Everything's racist
Right.
now, though.
The time of what was going on pre-Civil War.
Yeah, somebody in their camp really freaked out basically over that being in their name.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a lot, man. There was a lot of quick reactions. It was very reactionary, overcorrection
Jemima, Uncle
so many
Ben.
reactions at the Fine Brothers, man. They got mad.
Yeah, that's true. The Fine Brothers in particular, that was such a fascinating story to see the internet just reject that so hard. And
watching that happen, like as it was going on, was fascinating.
Yeah, it really
What's the
was.
Fine Brothers thing? What?
It's like watching a train wreck.
Did they react like parents react, adults react, kids react stuff?
So the
what are you talking about?
They tried to trademark the term react and say anybody who makes a react video then falls under their umbrella and will only get a percentage of the ad revenue.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
That's not how it works. That's not
This
how the
was-
force works.
Yeah, this was 2006, but it was like hell hath no fury like the internet on the Fine Brothers, because
Look at their eyes.
yeah, they do look dead inside. And this was their reaction, or this was their reaction to the response of the reaction.
You
And
should
could
play
tell-
the apology. It's crazy.
Yeah, that was what made it worse. It added gasoline to the fire. Their apology was like a half apology or something. Yeah.
So they thought they had cornered the market in the idea of looking at things and giving thoughts on it, which was awesome. So
Okay.
it was one of those things where it's like, we started the reaction thing. So anytime anybody does a reaction, we need a piece of the pie.
Well,
And
and
it
what
was
they
like-
It
tried
was
to
greed.
play
It was all motivated by greed.
they tried to
course.
play it off as we are helping the people out there who want to start their career on YouTube and react to things so they can come under our React umbrella and we will help them. And that's what they tried to say. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, they were awesome.
Absolutely crazy.
Brilliant marketing. And it got people talking about it. It's funny because I think that was like one of those, they really went for it type things. And they're like, yeah, this is it. This is where we take our business and we scale it to the next level. And they have 14 million subscribers. And then all of a sudden they had, like 10, like a third of their audience is like, nah, we don't really want to deal with this anymore.
Yeah.
And they just left them alone. But who knows? That was already 7 years ago. That's
I know,
crazy.
isn't it crazy how long ago that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not long ago, a mere 90 minutes ago, speaking of Disney, they released an epic movie event releasing April 28th on Disney Plus, a new trailer for Peter Pan and Wendy. Would you all like to react to it?
They're not even hyping this up. If it's releasing in like 2 weeks, this is the first trailer we're actually seeing besides that little teaser. They know it's going to do shit. And it's going straight to Disney Plus within 2 weeks.
The only thing I want to say about this is when you have a perfect movie like Hook, don't fuck with it. Don't remake things. Just leave it.
They said that's about like all the old Disney movies. All these old live actions shouldn't exist, except for like Cinderella and Maleficent. Those are like the exception, in my opinion.
And I think Hook was not even Disney, right? Was that
no, Spielberg.
It was Spielberg, yeah.
Right, but what you're immediately going to do when you make a Peter Pan movie, what are people going to do? They're going to compare it to Hook.
Yeah.
Right.
2003 Peter Pan is the best, in my opinion.
Adam, what were you going to say?
I have a feeling I know exactly what this trailer is going to be. It's going to be just along the lines of every other terrible woke bullshit that we're seeing, where the Lost Boys can't be boys anymore. They need to be inclusive and have everyone. Tinkerbell's going to be a man now.
That's a man.
Well, let's find out.
Hook will be played by a woman.
No.
Non-binary.
I mean, I'm just leaning into it. I'm just like, how much can we change to like make it inclusive?
Well, and the funny thing is, the Lost Boys were very inclusive in Hook.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look. You guys can't hear it. Hold on.
No sound.
No.
Here we go.
I want to grow up. I want things to stay the way they are.
Can't stop time, Wendy, whether you like it or not.
It's not a man.
No, it is. Tink is not a man. No.
Tick.
Tink.
Oh, okay.
Tinkerbell.
I thought you said
yes.
Tick.
Yeah, people were freaking out over her being black. To be honest, I don't really care.
Cares?
It's a fictional character to me, but
I mean, there actually are black fairies, though. Why not just use her?
Right,
the actual ones that exist.
That's the logic. If there is already a black fairy,
You
why
could have
not
both of them stay
Right.
to the story and the lore, and then
have them
use
show up
the
together and
addition.
fight because one of them's trying to say "Don't go" or what? You know what I mean? Anything.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't, who knows? Who really cares? I think the thing is, it's just another talking point for people. Let's continue on. Real quick.
Hold on, I got a perfect meme for this. This is a meme that I saw the other day, and I want to share it. So, Cade 6 is someone in Destiny 2 who is every single Guardian's favorite character because he was just awesome, and everyone liked him. He was a jackass. He made fun of everyone. He was just the cool character. I'm sharing my screen real quick. So this is the meme. So now we can finally feel represented, and it's just like the different race swap to everything, and then like all the different races are like laughing my ass off. That's literally me, and that's Cade 6. And it's like it's about the person. The character is not skin deep. That's shallow shit. And if that's what you care about, you're fucking shallow and you're racist. It's like, that's what you focus on. You're boring. All right. Learn how to understand someone's character. It's what's inside that counts. That's what matters as what makes you a person, not this skin shit.
Yeah.
All right. I'm so sick of this stuff.
Kind of goes back to the conversation we had about sexuality being the only trait that somebody relates to about themselves. You know what I mean?
It's boring. You're boring if that's the case.
You're
Get
more
a
than
life.
just that. You know.
Let's continue.
Gotcha! She was flying. A little bug did it.
I don't think that's a bug.
She is a fairy.
Are you Peter Pan?
Were you expecting someone else?
That line just delivered there is like
awful acting.
Cringy.
Yeah.
So bad.
Someone else.
Is Peter supposed to be like a blonde? Like that doesn't really matter because it's just
I don't
hair
know.
color. But...
It's them knowing that people are gonna be upset that it's like something different, so that they're writing in there to like backhand the fans. Like that's what that is. That wasn't written to be like part of the movie. That was written to be like, you were expecting someone else because you're thinking you're gonna see what you think in your head of what Peter Pan is, because it's been around for what, 60 years? I mean, I don't know how when the original story was written. Stupid.
Try to find out the original story of Peter Pan. That's Travis's job. Travis does is to find this stuff out.
It's probably over 60 years.
Oh yeah.
1902.
1904. Yeah.
So yeah.
Over 100 years old and you're messing with it for 100 years of Disney. Way to go, Disney! You're doing a really great job.
Well, it needs to be updated for a modern audience.
Said, let it die.
It's terrible.
Jonathan came in with the $10 super chat. Jonathan, thank you so much. That is awesome. Greatly appreciate that. And
the original Disney movie was 1953.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Wow.
So we're going on 70 years now. This is a 70-year update. And Robin Will says, I'm heartbroken that Monster are literally front and center with UFC at the moment. Monster Energy with UFC, yeah. They are big
gross,
partners.
dude. I'm going to say it every time I hear it. Dude, Monster's disgusting.
Yeah.
I had to stop drinking Monster recently because I've been drinking.
Gross.
I've been drinking. Well, really, honestly, I think it was causing me anxiety attacks. I had been drinking a Monster energy drink for every single day over the last 10 years. And then I was starting to have like jitters and I literally would be walking around and just have a panic attack. And so I stopped. It's one of the things I did was I cut Monster energy drinks out. I started focusing better on my diet too, and just my health in general. You know, we're not getting any younger, guys. And as soon as I stopped drinking Monster, the panic attack stopped. It was crazy.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing.
It's not medical advice, but
no, I'm not a doctor. But
no. I was about to. I'm leading into saying something right now. If you do drink Monster, can I get the camera for a second?
Oh yes, yes. By all means.
If you do drink Monster and you're having anxiety attack, guys, I'm trying to do something here.
Oh, sorry, you froze for a second.
Gross.
Oh my God, look at that frozen face. All right, I'll start over. Okay. Hi. If you drink Monster energy drinks and are having anxiety attacks, maybe you should stop drinking Monster because it might cause anxiety attacks. The more you know. Okay. Thank you.
Bling, 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 bling. There you go.
This has been an episode with Adam.
I love it.
This episode of Side Scroller is sponsored by Monster.
I need the more you know star sound.
We'll get that.
I need that on my. No, I need it, not you.
Well, I also need said.
You pose.
Said, yeah, indeed. It's great. It's classic. Big poser. Hey, Castman says also over on Rumble with the $5 Rumble rant says, forgot to say, ordered a hat over the weekend. Can't wait to get it. Hey, that's awesome. Thank you very much. Got this one right here. Got the got both style hats ready for you, waiting for you. Got the waiting for you to pick it up over at the store. In addition to the new crew T-shirt over there. All right, let's continue on with this this trailer here and see if we can make it through without Adam having an aneurysm. We'll see.
Peter Pan?
Were you expecting someone else?
I can fly! Is that
Neverland? Is this everything you dreamed of?
I could never have dreamed of this. What is this place?
No rules, no schools, no bedtimes, and most of all,
No growing up. Are you Wendy? Talk a little. Peter.
I'm
Go.
sorry.
You say it. You say it. I know exactly where you're going with it. Go ahead and say it. Say it right
I
now.
already said it. I already said it. It's the diverse children's crew, no longer the Lost Boys.
Here we go. Like, oh my God. Okay, here we go. Yep. Got sweet. My God. Holy shysters. This is insane, and I can't believe I'm about to say this. Emil H just gifted 50 memberships
Holy shit. Wow.
on the channel.
Wow.
Yo,
Yo.
Emil.
Wow. 50. They're still flowing in the
Craig,
chat.
Craig, I don't see you
Yes.
clapping, Craig. All right, I'll accept it.
There you go. Wow, that is insane.
Thank you, Emil. That's amazing.
That's awesome. I
Man.
think we should do crowns in the chat.
Yes, please. Crowns for Emil, crowns for Shamsa, crowns for everybody who came in today. That is awesome. Just massive crowns.
So the thing that they originally removed from the live action movie, the Indians, Native Americans, I apologize, they put back
This is
into
I'm sorry,
movie?
whoa.
No.
They're not
Take a
Native
step.
Americans, all right? Because this is England.
Right.
They're taken from London. They're going to Neverland. That's not how is that? How are they Native Americans?
I'm not sure. So the Indians, I guess, whatever they are, the native people.
Cancel Trav, whatever they are.
They were
No.
they were
You're in his
originally,
corner.
they
Yes,
were originally
Travis.
removed.
Tell us more.
Yeah,
Go
tell
ahead,
us
Travis.
They were in the original book and the original animated film, but they were removed because they were considered racist. And now they put them back in this movie. Just saying.
I think it's amazing that you can just say this entire group of people, because they exist, is racist. Like, you can't just remove a group of people from
Their
a story.
depiction of them was racist in the original, is what people said.
None
Yeah,
of this
yeah,
trailer
but-
looked. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look bright and capturing like Neverland should look, right?
It's
looks
very
like shit.
muted. It's very muted colors. The
Mhm, very
cinematography, it
bland.
looks like it's going for something a little more realistic, but it's funny because it's not realistic
You
at all.
You
This is
don't go
Peter Pan.
realistic.
Yeah.
All right.
It ruins
He hasn't
it.
figured it
Hook,
out yet.
Hook wasn't realistic. Hook was
No, it was
out there
bright,
and
colorful.
yeah, and fun.
Yeah.
Jumanji, Robin Williams is kind of really good. Well, rest in peace. But you know his
Well, it's
his
kind of a-
funny comedy movies were they were like that.
It's kind of a
Over the
trend
top.
these days. These kind of like
Muted
this
colors.
muted color palette. It's just very
Mhm.
much a cinematography trend we see. I see a lot of movies
Boring.
like that. And Hook, was shot back in the 90s. It was a Spielberg classic from the 90s. And it had that Spielberg look of the time,
Mhm.
which I miss. I miss that kind of look in films.
Same.
Yeah.
Lonely Gooba says, do you think these movies going straight to Disney Plus is due to a lacking confidence that it
Yep.
would perform well at the movies?
100%.
100%. Ooh, Jinx,
I think they've-
you owe me a soda?
In addition to that, I think the fact that this movie is coming out in 2.5 weeks and has
Exactly.
seen zero promotion that's a big statement right there.
I think what they're trying to do with all like this muted colors is because the cartoons and the originals are so colorful and live-like. They'll be like, well, we have to do something completely different. So what's the opposite of all this bright colors and vibrant stuff? Dead and mute stuff, and it has to be live action, so it's got to be so realistic, right? And that's where they're failing because they think this is what is going to capture a new audience. It's not.
Yeah.
Someone asked them why make it at all. I think
Because money.
these companies are desperate to maintain subscriptions. There's
Yes.
so much money in their subscriptions. So
And
if they are
copyright.
putting out new stuff, it gives people who aren't subscribed like, oh, I want to watch that. I'll go and subscribe and watch it on Disney Plus. I don't think it's working though.
I
I think
think
people
Disney-
don't give a shit.
And a lot of these companies are in trouble because they went all in on this Disney Plus,
Mhm.
and they've got to keep the content going because of competition, of that fear of losing subscribers. So we've got to keep putting out these new movies and different things. And it's like, I feel like Disney is a mess right now. I feel like they don't know what they're doing as far as where they're going. Like, I feel like they're directionless. And you see that by their firing of the CEO and they're scrambling to bring back Michael Eisner. It's
Eisner.
Not Eisner, sorry. Who was
Bob
it?
Iger.
Iger, right, not Eisner. I knew it had I in there. Yeah.
So close.
You're right. Yeah, no, Iger. And yeah, it's just it's sad. It's a sad state of affairs. It's sad to see where they are and how the mighty have fallen in a way. Because I do feel like we've entered, and I'm a huge Disney fan. I feel like we've entered like another dark period for Disney, as far as, you know, back when the Black Cauldron came out, kind of mess, you know, like obviously that was worse. Black Cauldron almost killed the whole studio, and that was the 80s. But it just feels like we're heading in that direction of like misfire after misfire, box office failures. You know, Lightyear didn't do well. Strange World tanked. And it's like, ooh, I feel like we're in a damage control moment with Disney.
When you're making content just to make content, just because you have a deadline, you're not even worried about what the content is anymore. It's not quantity, or it's not quality. It's now just quantity, because you want to like, oh, we need to keep giving people stuff for the subscribers, or else they're not going to be able to, they're not going to want to stay here, because they'll watch the stuff that we have and then leave, because everything's subscription based. Now they have to keep pumping it out. So they don't care about having a good, solid movie where they do it right and take their time with it and then put out an amazing project, you know, they're proud of. Like, no, who cares? So whatever, we'll just make the next one.
It's interesting you say that, because it's like they're falling into the same trap that a lot of YouTubers fall into, where if you get into this system of, I've got to keep chugging out content, I've got to feed the beast, I've got to, you know, yeah, no, I mean, if
sorry.
I thought you were reacting to
you need water, Adam?
No,
you get something in your throat.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
But yeah, I mean, it's like we're seeing that now on the Hollywood level. Like the big studios are now following that same paradigm and structure, and you're seeing how it's affecting them. Quality suffers.
Yep, exactly.
Well, let's continue to watch this. Oh, go ahead,
really
Bob.
quick, do you think also that they're doing this for like copyright reasons and trademarking? If they have something that's expiring, like let's say like Winnie the Pooh or something, redoing it. Yeah,
they do have to make something every so often to retain the rights to a character, but it can be anything. It doesn't need to be a movie. You know what I mean? They can make a cartoon. They can make a comic book. They can make you know what I mean?
Does that count as like merch?
I'm not sure about toys.
Well, let's actually continue on that after this is done, because I got a lot to say about that. No. That's a really good statement. Real quick, Blake came in with the $2 super chat. Says, "Stop drinking Monster. Try Krigler coffee instead." There you go, Blake.
That's what I'm talking about. Hold on, that gets a toasty.
Blake, do you work for Krigler?
No.
A lot less chemicals in there, I'll tell you that.
Adam, or is there? Evan came in with the $11 super chat. Says, "I think you can do realistic. It's just a tougher balance when you're trying to incorporate so much fantasy in it. Lord of the Rings is the best example of succeeding at that."
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Because they cared about his vision. Sorry, Tyler, go ahead.
No, sorry. I was talking over you too. Maybe that's what they're going for, you know, as a Lord of the Rings type of thing. But Craig, I know you want to finish on. We can keep talking about it after the trailer.
No, I want to keep interrupting him as much as possible.
It's okay.
We're doing a great job as a team doing that. So
okay, just see if I can get it. Mishkadeth also came in as a brand new Prime member over on Twitch. Thank you very much for that. That is great. Really appreciate that, Mishkadeth. And VG Squirrel came in with the $5 super chat. Says, "Just hopping in to say it's great to see Tyler on the show." Sure is.
Thank you, VG Squirrel. Glad to be here.
I want to point out nobody read my member chat.
A member chat?
Yeah, it said Adam sucks at Mario Kart. The end.
Oh.
Yeah.
It sounds like Blabs just made that up.
No, I actually even screenshot it because you missed it. I sent it in the Twitter group chat.
Miss High pierced freaking response.
Sorry, dogs can hear me sometimes.
Jeez, my goodness. That was almost worse than his phone interrupting the microphone earlier.
Sorry, I'm a mosquito.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's continue on with this. We're about halfway through.
Captain, it's Peter Pan.
I like that scene.
I was going to say, I like that.
Yeah, that was great. I feel bad for this guy.
It's just pirate. That's all. Just pirate.
Okay.
That's not Smee. It's just pirate.
Wait. Let's give him a name, shall we?
I thought it was Shmee.
No, that Shmee's not gonna get smashed by the door. Come on.
Why not? He's
How about
like
we
an
name
idiot.
him Giuseppe?
What? Giuseppe's not bad.
Giuseppe.
No, he just said that. You got to come up with your own name.
I'm correcting his pronunciation.
He said it perfectly.
He's the guest. All right. That's how he pronounces it. That's fine. I'm gonna go with Bojangles.
Listen, guys, I'm gonna tell you this right now. We need to get real Blabs in real quick. Just constantly all over the place. It's ridiculous. Blabs is just over the top today.
Anyway, I'm going with Bojangles. Bojangles the pirate. All right.
Travis?
He's muted. All right.
I don't have a guess.
He's like, my name is Dirty. It was a dirty name, wasn't it?
Yes.
Now you got to say it.
Now we got to know.
I need to know.
Yes, Travis.
Come on, just say it.
Tell us.
Nothing. Balzac.
That's good.
There you go.
That's not that bad. Come on.
That was the name of the villain in Sword of the Berserk on Dreamcast, I think.
No.
Balzac.
Literally.
I was just gonna go with like a simple Ralph or Sam.
Oh, that's so boring. All right, bring Blabs back. She'll have something better than you.
Blabs, do you have something better than Ralph or Sam?
I was gonna say.
Well, I'm sorry, real quick. Just reel her in just a little bit more. It's just a little slap on the hand.
I was gonna say Dick Rambone, but
Wow. Okay, I was gonna say Nigel.
Yeah, that's better than Sam.
It is.
Nigel's
it is better. Yes. All right, let's continue on.
Boom!
Never say his name.
I always thought he was supposed to be a little older. It's kind of like a young-looking Captain Hook.
Jude Law is everywhere right now. Star Wars, Marvel, Peter Pan.
is
Harry
it
Potter.
just me, or is Hook supposed to be over the top? He was always over the top. That was such why it was so good about.
Where's his white powdered wig?
It's just
who knows.
Was it a white wig? I thought it was a black wig.
Either or. He ain't got no damn
Where's
wig.
his wig?
Where's his hair?
I don't care what color it is.
It would have been great.
Oh, go ahead, Travis.
No,
it
was me actually. Sorry, I was saying it would have been great if it was like a hand-drawn original version of Hook that comes through the door. It's like completely throwing the audience for a loop. This is like Roger Rabbit territory.
Just out of nowhere, it's fully animated.
It's completely
honestly,
animated Hook.
I would love that. that would be awesome.
I think so too.
I'd have been on board too.
Don't touch my brother!
Little girl power there. Love that.
Miss me?
Just like old times.
All your times.
Whoa! His hair's white there.
Wait, is Peter? Wait! Hold on. Is Peter Pan a woman? Is that a girl?
No, that's a boy.
No.
I can't tell. I can't tell
Maybe
nowadays.
Point.
Okay, I think what we're seeing here. Look, we have old Captain Hook, and early on, this is supposed to be like shortly after. This is like there's a time lapse here for sure.
Yeah, look at all the hair. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely some sort of time lapse.
Okay,
right.
that would make sense.
Yeah, but
Just
it's
like
still
old
like he still doesn't have his over the top hair. You know what I'm saying? He's just supposed to be flamboyant and not
He's got
in
the
a gay
mustache
way.
at least.
Yeah, he's got the curly mustache. I'm down with that.
Wow.
All your times are old, Captain.
Everyone, hang on!
Did you hear that?
That is one big.
Oh, that is a bad-looking CGI crocodile right there.
Yikes!
He's got the crazy eyes.
He does. Look at those
He needs
crazy
to lay
eyes
out
there.
the monster drink.
Yeah. He drank too many
Hey, I
monsters.
like what you did there, Blabs.
Thank you.
Circling it back. Love that.
Densaki.
It is one big.
Oh, that must be Smee.
Me!
That's me. With
Yeah!
his stripe.
They could have used the croc from Lake Placid and it would have looked better than that shit. And that was 20 years ago.
They should have deep faked Bob Hoskins though on his face.
Oh man. Hey,
Bob Hoskins played Smee in the Hook movie.
and dressed
So
the
good.
exact same way, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, how come they got Smee looking all Bob Hoskins-y and not Hook over here? That's okay. Spoilers, straight up spoilers. You know what's going to happen at the end. Ridiculous.
I mean, I think we've all seen Peter Pan, to be fair, though.
Listen, you're right.
To grow up might just be the biggest adventure of all.
Ugh.
Her acting is bad.
So
Peter Pan and
Ugh.
Wendy, it's called.
Yes.
I'm good. I'll just
Things
go
kept
watch Hook
changing.
while everybody else goes and watches that shit.
Oh my gosh.
I think the problem there's a lot of problems, but it's like they're making a remake of the Disney original classic because that's what Disney's doing. They're remaking all their films, all their animated films are becoming live action. And we kind of hit on it earlier. The color palette is all muted though, and it's like if you're going to remake the original, make it like the original. It's like they had a conflict with what direction to take this in, and because you've got all these elements of the original animated film in here with the crocodile and Smee looking like Smee, and but then you've got
What else?
this movie that
No,
looks like it's
I need at least 2 more similarities. Go. Can you name any?
Oh well, yeah. I mean, the clock tower. They showed that scene them jumping off the clock tower, and just the characters in general. Everything. You know, it feels like it's following that film.
It's the nostalgia bait. That's all it is. That's just the bait on the hook of the shit movie that they're putting out, and they're casting it out, and they're just hoping they catch them dollars.
Oh, they're hoping to catch dollars, that's for sure. But I don't know. This is not going to make me re-sign up for Disney Plus.
Right, and I think
I look like I'm doing the cha-cha. I froze.
Yeah, you are frozen.
Someone meme that me doing the cha-cha.
Put
Put some maracas in my hand.
I'm on it, bro.
So I have a theory.
No.
Do you guys think that Disney has like a list of movies that when they need to make profits or make like their stock price go up or whatever, that they go back into this book a list and they make one of them just to bring out big bucks?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. They've done that with literally every single franchise that was created before 1970. You know, they've done
Kind of sad.
They've done 101 Dalmatians. They've done Peter Pan. They've done Snow White. They've done Cinderella. They've even, you know, they have Moana coming out, 8 years old. They have nothing is sacred to Disney.
They follow the dollar.
It's disgusting. It really is.
But
you're
Tyler,
going to be the bearers of our childhood animation, then they should at least have some respect for it.
I think what's interesting is you look at legitimately to this day, one of the most popular rides at the Magic Kingdom in Disney World is Peter Pan. It's still one of the most popular rides. Why? I don't know. It's a kid's ride that you get on and you're in a boat and it looks like you're floating over all the all these little set pieces is from the movie. It's still insanely popular. Like the idea of Peter Pan is really fun to kids. This kid that's from Neverland, you never grow up, you're always fun, but you're standing up to the adults and you're telling them, like that's really fun and exciting to kids. So, going back to it and kind of retelling the original animated classic, you can't win. Like it's impossible to win. And if you look at like what they did, so from what I understand, the Mario movie has a very shallow plot, right? What does the Mario games? The Mario games have a very shallow plot. It's about the adventure getting to it. They didn't try to rewrite the wheel when it came to the Mario movie. They shouldn't try to rewrite the wheel when it comes to these movies. Now, I understand that some people will say, yeah, but you say like The Lion King is a shot-for-shot remake, right? Well, then my response to that is don't make it. You don't need to make it. And Disney's response to that is, well, it made a cool $1 billion. And I go, oh, shit.
Couldn't they just re-release the animated one and people would go see it in the theater?
Yes, of course they could.
Well, and here's my thing. I think they're doing this to bring in a younger crowd. Like, of course. So they have to keep these people happy with those characters because if young children don't know what Peter Pan is, then are they going to ride the ride? Are they going to buy the toys? Are they, you know what I'm saying? So they kind of have to keep those things relevant to keep the younger crowd interested in them, I guess.
All
Well,
right,
and it's
go ahead, Todd.
oh, thanks. No, I was gonna say it's just easier. It's easier to remake an old classic than tell a new story and fail. And so
Nailed it.
they're literally just following what's going to be the easiest thing to make and what's going to be the easiest thing to make money.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Mm.
Yep,
But
creativity is dead.
You know what the easiest thing is that, and Travis nailed this, and I don't know why we haven't seen this. Like, if they put $50 million of advertising behind re-releasing The Lion King and putting the original Lion King in the theater, or the original Little Mermaid, or whatever, instead of investing $200 million and another $100 million in advertising, I guarantee that parents would flock to the theater to bring their kids to it for the first time. Just
True.
experience, and it's so easy. Like, if you want to go on nostalgia, then it's right there for you. Yet the source material is literally sitting there. People would love to go sit in a theater with the surround sound, dark, and that's nostalgia for people. And that would be, I don't understand why they don't do that.
And to be honest, if people who went to see the live action Lion King out of nostalgia because they saw the original when they were younger, would go see the original again with their children.
Yeah.
Because to introduce them to it, like you said, because they want to share that experience that they had.
Something very interesting about this Peter Pan movie, and shout out to George with the Giant Slayer who made a video about this. We were talking about it. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but they went so far down the line of trying to make it inclusive, they actually shit on women. And the reason why is because the Lost Boys, right? So the original idea of the Lost Boys was it was the young boys that would be getting lost or trying to like run away, and they would go and join the Lost Boys. And in the original book, it actually it says girls are too smart to get lost. It actually is saying like girls actually tend to be more responsible and smarter, that they don't actually run away and get lost like the boys do. And then they go out and are rambunctious and become the Lost Boys. So the fact that they're now including women, it's like, so you're actually saying that women aren't smarter. It's like the original guy was kind of like saying like, yeah, women tend to be a little more not responsible, well, yeah, responsible, and they're not idiots when it comes to just throwing yourself into the fire like men more often than not would do. It's kind of funny.
KS Man over on Rumble with the $5 Rumble rant says, "Hey Adam, that cough was funny to see in 5. The cough was funny to see here. Here's 5. Oh, well, thank you, KS Man. Appreciate that.
It was a cough. It was just a cough.
Just a cough." Diana says, "Not gonna lie, I think this may be good because it's darker, and I love the Peter Pan story." And
hey, if it's great, awesome. More power to you. And if you enjoy it, more power to you also.
just don't know if Disney's given us a whole lot of reason to be very excited, especially with the very short lead time leading up to this movie and it being not theatrically released and putting it on Disney Plus. Disney Plus has very quickly become this place where movies go to die.
Dump, basically. Just everything just gets dumped there.
To be honest, Disney's been disgusting me more than anything else.
Didn't the second Black Panther movie get pretty dumped on Disney Plus relatively fast?
Yeah, they've been very quick. I remember, and Tyler, you can speak on this a little more. I remember movies coming out and it would be almost a year before they were released on video, to be 9-10 months, mainly because it was so much harder to produce them. They had to go through an entire VHS process or printing DVDs. And as digitals come now, it's as simply as transferring a file over to a server and it's ready to go on digital platforms. But Tyler, do you recall? I remember Home Alone being one of those movies that it saw almost 2 releases. Once during Christmas when it came out, and then the following Christmas. Again.
Yeah, it was the following Christmas. It was such a big hit that they were like, well, let's put it back out there because we're not ready to release it on video yet, or something like that. It was, or maybe they had put it on video at that point. But yeah, there was a re-release. I do remember that. And there used to be a practice of re-releasing movies. Disney themselves would re-release their classics every few amount of years. They actually had a rule that they abided by all the classics throughout, like the 70s and the 80s, you'd see re-releases of Jungle Book, Cinderella, Peter Pan. They'd come back to the theater because they had that whole Disney Vault thing. Like that actually existed way back before home video was a thing. And so that was the whole point of the Vault was we're taking this film out of the vault and putting it back in theaters for a limited time. So they do these re-releases. Sleeping Beauty was one of those. I know that got re-released. The Bambi. And I remember going to see with my family one of those re-releases. I want to say it was Bambi or something in the theater when I was a little kid, like late 80s, early 90s. And so that was a practice they had. And then home video came along. And it was like, oh, well, we can do the Vault thing, but on video. It's always been about money.
Yeah. They were very smart.
That's why they re-release everything 68 times. You know, the collector's edition, the so-and-so edition, the remastered edition, you know.
Right. The Disney Vault was a really fascinating thing because I remember it was like being behind the velvet rope, right? They'd pull it back and you didn't have access to it. And to think that when Disney Plus came to be, they announced, by the way, the Vault no longer exists. And at the time they had 34 movies, including Beauty and the Beast, Dumbo, and a couple of the sequels of, Aladdin and Lion King. And they were all there. Now they're just all available. Right. And the idea of, that there was an exclusivity of like, oh my gosh, I need to get this because it's only available right now. And Disney did that exceptionally well. And Disney Plus literally ruined it.
There's a shirt that is only available right now for this week only.
That's right.
What am I thinking of? Craig, help me out here.
I've heard about this store. I heard about this, and it's
what is it? I can't think of it. What? Help me out.
This is it right here. Right. There it is. Right here. Yes, available right now.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You can pick it up
right now. Only this week.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Make sure you guys go pick it up right now because once it's gone, it's gone.
It's going back into the vault.
That's right. That's right. Going back into the vault. Hey, Light of Twin Lamps came in with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Says, is it really brand fatigue or are these franchises have peaked in profit? COD peaked with Black Ops 1 over 10 years ago, but no one goes around saying COD fatigue like they do MCU fatigue. It's actually a great question.
Call of Duty's playing it safe right now. They're not doing anything extremely risky like they used to do.
Well, I have COD fatigue because friggin'
Call of Duty sucks
Call of Duty
is broken.
The last one I enjoyed was Cold War, and I won't buy another one. I don't think so. No, I'm good.
I haven't gotten multiplayer. I just play with Warzone because it's free. But oh my god, it's frozen on me so many times. So many things glitch out. Epic Mike, we were playing a couple months ago. He fell through the buy station. He was inside the buy station, killing everybody inside of it. He could buy us back because he was inside the buy station.
Wow,
it was bananas. Yeah. The game is wild.
Epic Mike, hacker confirmed. All right.
Yeah, I got reported for it.
I wouldn't call it fatigue. I would call it being on cruise control. They're on cruise control. They're making the money that they can with the most minimal effort that they can.
They're on cruise control.
Right.
We've got the fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Exactly.
I would say that Call of Duty, Madden, NBA 2K, those games that are annual releases. I think those are games that people expect updates to them, but they're so incremental. They're just tiny little updates along the way. But more at the end of the day, people just like the game, right? I think of Apex, which has been around for 3 years now. And if you look at Apex over the course of the 3 years and the amount of updates that it's had, it's an entirely different game than it was a year ago, especially 3 years ago when it was first released. And you see that a lot with with these games. And I wouldn't say that it's necessarily fatigue because they're still selling like crazy. The new Call of Duty sold $1 billion, and so they're not gonna. The thing about fatigue is people will grow out of playing those games, but a new audience will come right back in and fill that spot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that you consistently see. There's a brand new 13, 14, 15-year-old kid who's like, oh, I'm going to play Call of Duty for the first time. And that becomes their game of choice. I would say that's probably a little different when it comes to the fatigue of movies versus video games, because video games are getting younger. and as we grow out, the gamer still is there. So, but it is an interesting conversation. Appreciate that light of the twin lamps. And Alex has a very interesting hypothetical with the $2 super chat. Says, how about a remake of The Wiz with an all-white staff? Well, all-white cast. You guys ever see The Wiz?
No idea.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about. Yeah,
The Wiz is an all-black remake of The Wizard of Oz, starring Michael Jackson from the 70s.
It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah,
it's spectacular. Yeah, it's a spectacular movie. Yeah, for sure.
I didn't know it came out.
It came out in like 1972.
Oh no, but they're making like a whole new Wizard of Oz thingy. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh,
new remake.
Any IP that has made money, you can count on there being a remake at some point or another in the future.
Next like 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Wiz had Diana Ross, and Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
I have to watch this now.
Oh man, it was pretty good. And Michael Jackson, we're gonna ease on down the road. You know it.
1 hour 15.
There you go, right there.
Who did Michael Jackson play?
The Scarecrow.
It's hilarious that
awesome.
it's hilarious that they got so many big names for it. And I guess they got bigger, more famous later, but still,
Well, I mean, Diana Ross and Michael Jackson, those are two pretty big names back in the day.
But Michael Jackson got like epically worldwide big after that,
Right.
Yeah, I think that was before Thriller. Yeah, that was
right. So he got more famous, but it's crazy to me that they even got such famous people to be in it,
Diana over on Rumble was talking about the Peter Pan rides. Is one of my all-time favorites. Rode with my dad, and we had the best time. Oh, it's it is pretty fun. And by the way, I think we're on the front page of Rumble right now. We have 350 good folks watching us over on Rumble, which is
what up, Rumble?
Very nice. Good to see you guys. If you guys are watching over on Rumble, make sure you guys hit the follow button over there, and you're gonna find us here on Rumble literally every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to whenever the hell we want to stop talking. So,
so we got more people watching us on Rumble than on YouTube. That's pretty rad.
That is pretty great. That is some great stuff, and looking forward to meeting everybody over there. All you Rumble. Yeah, it's great stuff. All right, let's see. I think we're good from the. Let's get into the Mandalorian thing really quick. This was an interesting.
Talk about fatigue on stuff, huh?
Right.
Star Wars fatigue.
And really, it's more Disney. It's more Disney talk.
Because this isn't real Star Wars. Rip.
Disney's killing everything they can. Everything
they touch.
I mean, they even said with Kylo Ren, right? Kill it if you have to at the past stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's what they're doing.
All right, so this came out today, and this was actually interesting news over the weekend. They've talked about the Mandalorian. I watched all of season 1. I thought season 1 was pretty good. I actually very much enjoyed season 1, but I never got into season 2. Tyler, you said you got to like the first episode of season 2, then you kind of bounced.
It's funny. It's not that I wanted to stop watching it either. I just a time commitment to it. I think I just was like, you know what, I can't do this right now. So I have not finished watching season 2. I started it, and I liked it up until that point. I thought it was really good.
Can I ask you guys a question? Do you guys think that these companies, the streaming companies, and the people who are making money off of streaming content, right? They got used to all this extra money from people being inside on COVID, watching shit 24 hours a day, and now they're like losing all this income, and they're like, how do we make this back up? And
well, I think that COVID happening and people being locked down and everybody indoors created what we have now. I do think it created the streaming platform like Disney Plus. That was like something that made them say, yes, we have to go all in on this. Yeah.
100%. And now you're seeing the bounce back, and it's reflected in their stock, and all these company stocks, Netflix and Disney and HBO, during 2020, that's all everyone had to do was there, and their stock flew up. They had everyone's sitting around their home, and now we're seeing the bounce back of that, where they had their profits and they had to do something with them, and you're seeing the results of that right now. So yeah, I think that's
my retro life. You said something about when that's what gave us what we're doing now. And I think I think you're right, and I think that had Disney, because Disney owns 40% of Hulu, so they didn't even have to get into the stream game. They could have just licensed their shit to Hulu and made money that way. But had the pandemic not happened the way it happened, I don't think they would have been able to open their own streaming service because of Hulu, to be honest.
Yeah, I think they would have maybe hesitated because for years and years their bread and butter has been the parks and it's been the theaters, and then of course it trickles down from there to home video and all the merchandising and all those things. But those are the two pillars of Disney, and then all of a sudden those pillars came crashing down with lockdown. You got to think of it: the parks, the club parks were closed, the movie theaters were closed. Disney hit the panic button and they were like, we got to do something. Let's go all in on this streaming service.
They probably thought we're making all this money from Hulu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Like that's been proven. Let's go all in. Let's go all in. This is our future. I think they saw it as their future.
I mean, you guys know how I feel. I've said this many times, but I think that if Disney was just to say, well, Disney Plus has been a good idea, but it didn't do what we needed to do, and they had like a 6-month ramp down where they eventually closed it, and they used that 6 months to turn back to Netflix and then license their content. Instead of losing literally billions of dollars on their streaming platform, they could immediately turn that into profits just through licensing. And you know who'd pay it? Everybody. Mm-hmm. Everybody would pay for, they could split up all those classic movies, and they get out of the content creation game, which costs so much freaking money. Like, why are they losing money? Because they're spending hundreds of millions of dollars on these series that are just meant to appease their audience as opposed to grow a new audience.
Yeah.
So, you're forgetting one of the most important things. They're sending a message. They're creating a new narrative that's inclusivity. What are the other buzzwords that they use? Inclusions and
modern audience.
Representation. They're changing their old stuff. They're not just trying to make stuff that's going to capture money from people. They're doing two things. They want to capture that money, but they're also pushing a narrative, making sure that emasculate every man character that they can. It's part of the reason why they don't like Mario, even didn't they make Peach like a strong whammon? I mean, and no one even cares because it wasn't like over the top, and she still was like head over heels for Mario or something.
Right. Hey, real quick, Short Fat Otaku came in with the massive raid over on YouTube. Thank you very much. Genuinely appreciate that. Love seeing all the cups of coffee over there. You guys are welcome anytime. Whenever there's a raid done, come on over and say hi to us. We'd love to say hi to you guys. Thank you guys very much for popping in, and we genuinely appreciate that raid. So thank you very much for lots of folks tuning in, man, between Rumble and YouTube and Twitch, man. That's great stuff, guys. Thank you guys very much. And once again, all you guys watching over on Rumble on the front page, we're apparently second or third in the gaming category. Make sure you guys hit the follow button. Awesome. Let's
get to number one. We are the number one gaming and news podcast on the planet. That's it.
That's
number
it.
One.
There it is right there. All right, let's get into the Mandalorian here, because this was the big question over the weekend. And let me get over this. Where are you? Oh, yes, we are. We're here right now. Here we go. And I'm gonna let the trailer just speak for itself.
Where did you get that armor?
This armor has been in my family for 3 generations.
Who is the Mandalorian right at this point? And so I think it could be anyone, and I think that's what they're trying to define.
So the show is called The Mandalorian, and at this point, there's a intense question as to what that actually means. Going into in the middle of their third season of who actually is the show about.
I should have had that out there already. Just saying.
Well, yes, and they have, and we'll get into that in a minute.
No, I'm saying like they should have had an actual plan, because they went from like 2 first seasons, of one person.
Yeah, I love it's the Womandalorian. Womandalorian now. Womandalorian.
That's clever.
Woman.
We've been on, the journey of the show, and now that we're at this point, is that what does that title mean? And I think now with Bo possessing the dark saber. I know that there was a lot of expectations that might have shifted, both in terms of what it meant for Din Djarin, but also for Bo, and what does it mean? Who is the Mandalorian right at this point? And so I think it could be anyone, and I think that's what they're trying to define in many ways, is what does that mean to be Mandalorian?
Okay, I just want to point this out. That is the executive producer of the show. That is the executive producer of the show saying, I think that's what they are trying to figure out right now. You're the executive producer.
Well, he's
You're
not
the one.
only one. I think isn't there multiple executive producers? So,
it doesn't matter.
they
It
just
should
do
say
one?
we. He's not including himself in the making of the decisions
Maybe he
or
doesn't.
knowing
Maybe
what
he
is happening.
disagrees with this. He's like, this is wrong.
No, he wouldn't be saying this stuff then.
No, I don't know.
Like the buck stops with the executive producer of the show. You know, you're essentially the showrunner. Let's continue.
The force is female.
That's what they're trying to define in many ways, is what does that mean to be Mandalorian?
So apparently, because she has the dark saber.
Dark saber, yeah.
Right. That throws also. What's that?
The whoever holds the dark saber rules Mandalore. So the fact that she has it now, you know, she is the ruler of Mandalore. But the show is called The Mandalorian. The singular, the Mandalorian, not a Mandalorian or Mandalorians. It's the Mandalorian.
Yeah, and
or
Din
not
is
the
always
Queen of
in the
Mandalore.
logo. He's always in the logo from The Mandalorian. Season 1, Season 2, he's been in there. And now in Season 2, Grogu was added into there. And if you look for Season 3, who's there? I actually don't know.
Well, I will say this. I think I have an answer as to who the Mandalorian is. I think I know. And I'm going to answer it for the executive producer because just judging, if you just type in The Mandalorian, I mean, it tells you, like, it's it's like The Mandalorian. Well, here it is, the only person on the promotional material available. So I don't really they don't have arrows to anyone else. Nobody else is on the screen. It's a singular person on the promotional art. So I think we have a pretty good understanding as to who the Mandalorian is at this point. So
yeah, and if they're trying to say that it's not this guy, then have you been deceiving your audience? Has it just been like one big lie the whole time? Man, I would take a show about Cara Dune and what she does over this shit. The first 2 seasons of Mando were relatively entertaining. Arguably one of the best stuff that Star Wars Disney actually did. Some people like Rogue One. I didn't mind it. I think it's the best movie that they did. But damn, dude, they're shitting all over Star Wars. Of course, because it was a fan made. They actually brought the fan that made the awesome Darth Maul fan art or fan film. Really well done.
Well, I actually just Googled DuckDuckGo'd who is the Mandalorian, and I mean it's very clear that it's this guy, Din. This is his name, Din.
Yeah, Din Djarin.
Din Djarin.
Right, Din Djarin. So I mean, it's very, very clear that, and potentially Cara Dune right there. So, but who knows? Who knows? So, I just think it's amazing that the executive producer of the show is like, we're still trying to figure that out, and it's like, oh, okay.
You're done with Season 3 already. Maybe.
Aren't you 3 seasons deep? But you kind of should have figured that out.
There's only 4 seasons, also, right? If I remember correctly, they said there was only ever going to be 4.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. Okay.
Let it end.
Do you guys like Andor? Because
I haven't watched it. I heard it was.
I haven't seen it. Yeah, I haven't seen it. A buddy of mine swears by it. He's a huge He's my go-to Star Wars friend who I talk about Star Wars with, and he's like, yeah, this is the best Star Wars there's been since the original trilogy. So I'm just curious what you guys thought.
Bold statement. I have a few Star Wars guys, just like your buddy, and they couldn't watch Andor.
Couldn't get into Andor. Okay,
yeah,
wow.
Couldn't do it. They're core Star Wars guys. So
wow. Yeah.
My intent is to watch it eventually. It's one of them things. I'm gonna wait until it's done to watch it. Same with Mandalorian. Just just because I don't like waiting on shit. One, I'm not 16 anymore.
Man, I have so much of a hard time watching these binge watching these shows just because of time. I swear my life is so busy with obviously doing the channel, but having a family as well. And just I find it interesting how people can even find the time to do it, but I'm sure it happens.
Yeah,
I gotta just say real quick. I gotta just add. If you are watching us on Rumble, first off, thank you very much, Rumble, for putting us on the front page. It's fantastic. But we got over 400 people watching, and we only have 94 followers on Rumble. 94. So if half of you guys gave us a little follow down below, right? I think it's directly below me, right under Trav. There's a follow button. Smash that follow. Give us a follow. Help our channel on Rumble grow. It's really awesome that you guys are here watching us. And shout out to all the people that were like, "Is that Adam Krigler? Oh shit!" So that's cool. It is me. Am I frozen? It's
but it was great. You're like, yeah.
I'm also known as Mr. Freeze on this show because for some reason the camera loves to freeze me in like the weirdest spots. Oh, that's actually a good memeable freeze moment. So enjoy that. And thank you guys. Thank you very much. Please continue.
That's funny. Earlier when you talked about the Krigler coffee, I hadn't yet realized or registered that your last name was Krigler. And so I was like, yeah, Krigler, you just gave, sponsored by Krigler or something. I said like that, but
that's right.
You are Krigler. Okay.
That's me. Yeah, that's actually me. So technically I'm sponsored by myself, although I'm not, because that company doesn't sponsor my YouTube business. I probably should, but
we are 100%
push
funded.
It anyway.
We are 100% funded by our audience for sure, and funded through super chats and Rumble rants and bits and everything attached to that. We are casting a wide net over on YouTube and Twitch, and now today over on Rumble. We look forward to streaming over on Rumble every single day. So make sure you guys hit the follow button. That's the first time. We are, almost 2 months into this at this point. So you're going to get to know us pretty well. We're live Monday through Friday with a great new guest every single day, like Tyler. So you guys watching over on YouTube, you guys can find, or if you guys are watching over on Rumble as well, you can find Tyler's channel. It's My Retro Life. You guys go subscribe. It's like an amazing time capsule of the 90s and 2000s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s in the video game world. Paul Hadouken, gift a membership over to Hayden, which is outstanding. Hayden, make sure you say thanks to Paul. I'm sure you already have. Hayden came in with the $2 super chat, says, but how is she supposed to obtain the dark saber?
I don't know. I'm not watching the show.
Didn't she just give it then John was like, loophole, here you go, have it. But like she's supposed to like earn it.
It's not a loophole. You have to fight the person and earn it from them.
No, like in the latest episode, it's a loot. They just gave it to her and she's like, ta-da!
Yeah, I thought in Mandalorian culture you literally have to challenge somebody for leadership to get leadership.
The thing is, her sister was the Duchess. So wasn't she supposed to already be ruler even without it? I don't know. I haven't watched season 3 of Mandalorian. I haven't watched Clone Wars in a couple of years, but like her sister was the Duchess of Mandalore.
Someone said the Mandalorian
Satine, right?
gave it to the Ma'am DeLorean. I like that one. That's good.
Yeah, that was funny.
All right, we got a few super chats to get here, and appreciate the Rumble rants over on Rumble. You guys have been outstanding today. What a great first day. Triton came in and says, Tyler, did your daughter like the new Super Mario Brothers movie?
She did. She loved it. We took her over the weekend, and man, I have pictures up on Twitter of her reaction. If you follow me on Twitter, My Retro Life Show, little plug right there. No, she just like totally was in awe of what she was watching, because my daughter, for those of you who haven't seen the episodes on my channel where she's featured in them, she just loves everything Nintendo. She is a gamer. She loves Super Mario so much. She's got autographed pictures from different conventions of like the voice actresses of Princess Peach and Rosalina, and she's got them hanging on her wall, and she adores Mario. And so for the movie to come to life in this way for her, it was so awesome. I was sitting right next to her and just glancing over from time to time, and she's just mesmerized by the film. And I took some snapshots, and she loved it.
Awesome.
Wonderful. That's exactly like the way to bring kids into a new fandom, or like you deliver something that is familiar, familiar to parents, while that's something that is lovable and fun, colorful, and enjoyable for everybody. And I love it. I love it. Upus. Oh my gosh, we're getting double rated right now over on Twitch. This is massive. Listen to this. Dan Vask came in with a raid of 58 over on Twitch. That's amazing. Dan, we're going to see you Wednesday. See you Wednesday. And Drunk 3PO, just mere seconds later, came in with a raid of 39. So almost 100 new friends popping
not
in.
As big of a, I noticed it's not as big of a raid than Dan Vask. Shame, Drunk 3PO.
Hey,
shame.
We appreciate all. So make sure you guys say hi, hit the follow button. You guys can join us every single day, Monday through Friday.
It's funny.
Listen, I love Jay almost too much. And but Jay, we need.
There's no such thing as too much.
Dan Vask got you on size, buddy.
Hey,
what's up? Upus came in with the 100 Danish Kroners. Says the Mandalorian season 1 had a good setup, but somehow they messed it up. And
somehow Palpatine returned.
You just never know.
Like, it's such a mystery.
Isn't it crazy that we have all sorts of Star Wars fans on here all the time, and they all say the same thing? They all say the same thing, besides maybe 10%.
That The Last Jedi was a great film? Oh, no.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Sorry.
Get him out of here.
Sorry, that's the last time you see Tyler ever.
That's it. That's
He
it.
literally said he liked The Last Jedi. If anyone's getting booted,
get yourself out of here. Get out of here. Get yourself out of here.
It's like he vaporized me, and now he vaporized himself.
Yeah. You learned your lesson?
No, I got to be honest. So Tyler, my stance on this as guy who has seen each Star Wars film one time, that's my claim to fame, and I don't think I'll see any of them ever again, just because I want to be the guy who's only seen each one time.
That's his thing.
I thought and I don't know their names, but it's the one with the white sand and the red blowing up. I thought that was pretty fun. I thought that was like a fun little movie. I left there going like, people don't like this movie, but I'm not like the Star Wars fan, so I don't know.
When you have to describe the Star Wars movie as the one with the white sand.
Yeah.
And the red stuff.
And the red stuff. Like
Dimity Christmas, Craig.
Much to the chagrin of most of my friends and most of the people I talk to Star Wars about.
Get ready to take him out of here.
Yeah, I'm about to be vaporized like in Tron going into the game.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I actually really like the last Karate Kid film. It's a really good movie.
Oh, good. Okay.
Okay, look, hold on.
Wait, no.
No. Hold on. I need clarity.
Okay.
Which Karate Kid are you talking about?
Last Jedi. I actually really.
Okay.
Bye. No,
thanks for coming on the show. We really had a great time.
Never again. I'm banned from here on out. No, can I tell you why I like it?
Yeah.
Please try to enlighten us.
I'm going to try to enlighten. Yeah, maybe enlighten this view.
I got your back.
This is kind of like what a lot of people that do like it. I feel like they subscribe to this, but I do like, as much as they changed Luke, which is what everybody hates, because it's like, you don't change Luke, and it's like sacrilege or something. But I like that they kind of humanized that character in a way of like, he's very much a flawed individual now with the passage of time. And he is grumpy. He's mad. He's like mad at the world because of these things that have happened in the storyline. And I could see, I almost was like, wow, like I sympathize with Luke. I'm like, gosh, you know what? He's not the same person he was years ago. And he's kind of had this crisis of faith, faith in the Jedi Order and all this stuff. And it's like that's very relatable on some level, because we all go through these seasons of life where maybe like we find no joy in life anymore. Like the things that once did bring us happiness or joy no longer do. And so he's in this like dark season. And so I thought that was an interesting direction to take the character. And maybe that's just the filmmaker in me. Maybe that's just I actually enjoyed that, that subverting. Obviously that's become too much of a thing now, subverting expectations. It's cliche now, but I liked it for what it was. And I did have this, I went through this over and over again with my buddy, and he was like, no, it's just a bad movie. It's just bad, all this stuff.
I have to ask something. All right. How can Luke, who took one of the most evil people in the world, his father, and saw a spark of light and had hope to like change him, right? That was the original trilogy. You finally got to the end and it's like
eternal
I
optimism.
knew there was good in you, you know?
Yeah.
So here we are. You see this new Luke that you're saying, you know, oh, he's kind of relatable, he's flawed like everyone else. Like, yeah, I agree. We're all flawed and no one's perfect and all that. But he sees a spark of darkness.
In a dream.
Spark of darkness in his own his nephew, and goes to fucking kill him, and then spawns a whole series of events that leads his nephew to become killing his father, becoming the leader of the new world or the new order,
he even
whatever.
refused to
and
fight
it's like,
his dad.
how does that make any sense? How is he gonna allow that to be like?
Yeah, and I agree. I think
he's flawed. No, that's fucked up writing, dude. That's terrible.
Yeah, no, and to your point, they should, if they're gonna go in that direction, they should have spent more time writing how the character got to that point, where made it make more sense. Obviously, like you said, he had a spark of hope for his dad, or Darth Vader, and so that hope was the only spark he needed. Whereas, it's a 180, and if they had spent more time kind of maybe showing the dismantling of this character or the falling from grace of this character, where he's now at this point where even just a spark of fear can bring them to this point.
Emasculation of men.
They didn't have that in the film. They didn't show you that, and that is where I agree with you as far as. And this is what my buddy told me, is like same exact thing, and I was like, yeah, you're right in that sense. Like, I do agree. I guess I just allowed it for some reason, and I was like I was with them on the ride. I was like, okay, they sold me. Okay, I kind of like seeing Luke go this direction because it's different for him. But I do 100% agree with what you're saying, because it was wrong of them to just snap judgment, like go there.
Well, and think about Rey. He saw a smidgen of darkness in her and then refused to train her and said, "Get out! No, you're done." You know what I'm saying? So like,
there's a lot of problems with it, and I see this over time as time has gone on. Like, these were my first knee jerk reactions to the film, was actually liking it, and as time has gone on and more and more as people point stuff out to me like that, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty bad as far as those plot points. But I think I'll always enjoy the film for like what it initially made me feel like, but it's definitely gone down a few notches for me since then.
The more you analyze, the more you see the plot holes and the lack of foresight when they were trying to make these movies. And they didn't communicate between the first or the seventh and eighth and ninth. They were just all on their own, making up whatever the hell they want, and just charging forward into the dark with no desire to actually respect the original trilogy, the original lore, the ones that people actually fell in love with. They were like, we're going to do something new and it's going to be amazing, and people are going to think about our Skywalker saga when they think about Star Wars instead of that old Lucas stuff that sucked. That's the vibe I got.
It seems like
something to be said for having the same actor for all same director for all the films too. Because it keeps continuity.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and what's his name? J.J. Abrams tried to retcon stuff, when they brought him back, and that became a disaster in itself. Just the too many cooks in the kitchen type thing. Because by the time they got to episode 9, it was like the damage had already been done story wise.
Just throw some horses on some starships. We're good.
Yeah.
Take the horses down the surface of the starship down to the other side and take them out.
It's almost like somebody said, we got a plot hole because of this. They can't fly the ships. And they're like, well, throw some horses out there. Fuck it.
Amani Wilson came into the 499 and says, Han Solo was the flawed hero that humanized Star Wars.
Yep.
Yes.
I have 2 things to say about the sequel trilogy. One, the only good thing we ever got out of the sequel trilogy was the music of John Williams, because I hate Rey, but her theme is beautiful. Some of Ben Solo, Kylo Ren's themes are great. And you know what? Rose Tico saved Star Wars. I'm just trolling with you guys.
Oh my gosh.
It's just one thing. It's John Williams.
My gosh.
That's it.
What's Rose Tico? Which one's that? No, I'm trying
Rose
to figure out.
Tico? She's the one from Last Jedi.
Who plays
She's
what
like,
character?
don't kill, save what we love. By
The one that was
The
in
bullshitting."
love
love
interest
with Finn.
of
Yeah.
Finn.
Yeah.
The bomb girl. She was in the bomber
saved-
ship.
She
She was
saved Star
joking. She was
Wars?
trolling. She was
Yeah,
trolling.
I was trolling you.
Oh man, I mean,
If
even
you
the,
knew who
even
Roast
Got
Chicken
him.
was,
even saying it as a troll is like it's
That's-
not even funny.
You
dude.
hurt his soul in that moment.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The last part of me that still liked you, Blabs, just died.
The last part.
Adam is now completely.
Yeah, there was
He
only
still
one
even
left.
Follow me on Instagram, guys. He literally
I told you
unfollowed
I'm
me 'cause
never
I
gonna
annoyed
do
him.
that. I'm never gonna follow you. I gave you one shot and you fucked it up.
Babs, it appears, yes, it does appear that the chat is turned against you as well, unfortunately.
You've turned them against me. You've
Oh
done
my
that just
gosh.
now.
Look
Did
what
that
you
to
did.
yourself. Where's a mirror? I need to hold it up.
Oh,
I need to hold a mirror up.
Now you need to show us the spark of hope that you haven't completely gone to the dark side.
Oh, I mean, I
Are you
think
talking about
Roast
me or
Chico's
Blabs?
trash.
Blabs.
Okay.
It could apply to you too, Adam, I guess.
I
All
agree.
right.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
Good.
what. Let's continue this riveting conversation over on Patreon. We have gone a good length today, but I'll say this: if you guys are watching over on Rumble, do us a favor, hit the follow button over there on Rumble, because we don't know if we're going to be so nice as to receive front page treatment as we did before. And we'd love to see you guys tomorrow when we're live at 11 a.m. Central Time and go till however long we want to go. If you guys are watching us over on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, and of course. Listen, it was an outstanding raid coming in from Dan and Jay, both of them streaming together. They sent both their audiences over to us. Incredibly generous. Thank you so much for that raid. Big ups to Shamsa today for the ridiculous bomb dropped earlier today. Also, big thanks to Emil for the 50 gifted subs or memberships over on YouTube. Outstanding stuff. Tyler, before we head out, please tell everybody about your show, about your channel, and where everybody can find you.
Totally, yeah. Thanks for having me on. Seriously, this has been so much fun. Really, I mean, the almost 2 hours flew by. Seriously, great discussion. My channel on YouTube is My Retro Life. I basically take the old home movie footage that my dad recorded when I was a little kid through the 80s and 90s. He was a gamer, and so he loved recording us playing video games from NES to Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, even Sega Dreamcast, all the Sega consoles. We were big Sega fans. But Dad recorded everything. He just loved videotaping everything, as we talked about before, for posterity. And so much of the video game years that we all lived and loved have been captured on tape. And I try to tell those stories and recount my family's experience with games and how they changed our lives. And so you can find all of that at My Retro Life on YouTube. Just search My Retro Life.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely go follow Tyler over there. We're going to continue the show over on Patreon in just a second. Once again, hit the follow button if you guys wouldn't mind. Thank you guys so much for contributing today, whether it's a follow, a subscription, a super chat, bits, gifted memberships, direct donations, a follow over on Rumble. Whatever it is, we appreciate you guys. We love doing this for you guys every single day, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock. Adam, you got anything before we head out?
No, you guys are awesome. Thank you, Rumble, for putting us on front page. It's fantastic. They've been putting me on front page sometimes, and it's really helps the channel grow. And I really appreciate you guys following us over on Rumble. I really like Rumble a lot. It's a free speech platform. You could say whatever you want and not have YouTube breathing down your neck. I have 9 strikes on my main YouTube channel over the past 3 years. So I've been dealing with YouTube censorship for a long time. So check out my show Sunday nights, Forbidden Frontier, with Gary from Nerdrotic and also Quarter Black Garrett, also from Nerdrotic. And it's a lot of fun. Tonight, I've got Base Staff Monday on my Rumble and YouTube channel. It's on the Krigler Show. I just got a bunch of awesome creators. We get together and we just talk about shit that's going down. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of chaotic. Everyone's got a great, awesome opinion on things. Tuesday Titans happens on Tuesday nights on the same channels, where I talk with Georgia Giant Slayer about different political things. Very much a political show on my Tuesday show. And then every day I stream on my Rumble and Locals channel. I've been doing solo flawless dungeons on Destiny 2. Tonight I'm going to be attempting the Prophecy dungeon to solo flawless it. So check it out.
Amazing. Travis?
Follow me on Twitter on whatever this is here.
Nailed
And My Retro Life's link is in the chat. If you guys want to go sub, please do.
Labs?
I'm almost affiliated on Kick, guys. We're gonna give this a go. It's very much like the anti-censorship there on Kick, as it seems right now, which seems awesome compared to Twitch, and they're fun stuff there.
Except they're not doing a very good job of stopping their child abuse shit that I'm seeing a lot of.
There's a lot of nonsense going over there.
Kick.
Oh, I didn't hear about
it's
that.
like really bad.
Yes.
So,
but with all that said, we are over on Rumble, we are over on YouTube, we are over on Twitch. We would love for you to join us wherever you are. Thank you guys so much. If you guys are still hanging out over on YouTube, once again, and Rumble or wherever, make sure you guys join us over on patreon.com/sidescrollers right now, as the show will continue over there. Your support over on Patreon is greatly appreciated. Thank you guys very much from the bottom of our hearts. We're going to continue on over there. I see chances going over to Rumble, YouTube buffers. Well, that's great. Yeah, because it is lots of good things. So with all that said, remember, guys, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Our goal, simply put, to be the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. And you know what? We're going to do it together. So be a friend, tell a friend, let people know we have going on over here. It's time to say adieu to you, Twitch. See you later, Twitch.
Fatality.
Bye-bye, friends. It is time to say goodbye to Rumble.
Fatality.
And it is time.
Three on the list. Three.
I know we got 3 now. We got 3. And it is time to say goodbye to our friends over on YouTube. YouTube, have a good day, guys. We'll see you guys later. And we're going to join over on Patreon here in just a second, because I still need to get that video up over there.